Sorry about that, Aries children. Anyways, so as I was saying, we're starting off at the year. It kind of feels like you're blind to kind of the what's around you. I kind of feel like there's a lot to be grateful for, and you're just not seeing that. That's kind of the place you're coming from, and this is coming from, and that's where you are now. It does feel kind of past tense, so it's like this is where you're moving forward from. So this is kind of what's blocking you from your abundance. This is what's stopping you from getting what you want, from just seeing what you have. I kind of feel like there's a lot surrounding you. There's a lot of abundance. I forgot to put my mic on, so hopefully that didn't ruin it for you. There's a lot of abundance around you. It's there, it's in front of you, or you have access to creating your own abundance. And by abundance, I don't just mean finances. Obviously, that's included in abundance. But this is things to be grateful for: our family, our friends, good times, our health. Like all of these abundances, I feel like that they're actually there and there are blessings around you. But the place where you're coming from, that's kind of stopping you from either being able to see it or experience it. And experience it is kind of sticking with me a little bit more here. Let's see what else is with this card. So I feel like this is something you want and you're trying to get into a better place. You are trying to actively shift from that vulnerable kind of feeling, and you're trying to move past it and move into this feeling of gratitude and blessings, and you want to be able to appreciate what you have. And I kind of feel like you know it's there, but this is preventing you. So be mindful of your mind, because that is what kind of puts you in a way of like perspective is what I'm trying to say. It's like when we kind of put ourselves in a I'm not strong enough to deal with this and I can't cope with what's going on around me, you are putting yourself in that kind of down perspective. Whereas if you actually be like, okay, I'm not feeling too well, but you know, and you think of like you change that negative into a positive, I feel like that will be really helpful here, in order for you to reap the rewards of your abundance surrounding you. And you see, we have pentacles here. We have two, and you've got the world. The world is amazing, and you have that literally at the top of the next column. And I really feel like this is a mood. This first column is like, this is the mood. We're just stuck in this kind of phase and we're ready to move forward. And this is what January is all about. This is about us, as we come into the 1st of January, start setting your resolutions. You're like, this is what I'm going to change. And this right here, Aries, is where you need to move from. You need to get out of that I'm not good enough, things around me are not good enough kind of mindset and move forward. So the next we have 5 of Pentacles. Now this is reversed again, and 5 of Pentacles is change, and I feel like you're resisting change. You are really, really, really stuck in this mindset. And with this can come with anything. This could be being too stubborn, you're not wanting to face it, and it doesn't feel 100% true when I'm saying that, because I feel like you do want to, but you are literally like resolved in not wanting to, if that makes sense. It's like you say to yourself, like, I want to get out of this, and you mean it. You're like, yeah, I want to change this, I want to get out of this situation. However, like actually physically manifesting that into reality, that feels like the resistance. Like you don't want to put in that effort, or you don't want to face it, you don't want to admit it. There's something here that you're not wanting to do that's gonna make that change. And I feel like that's the problem here. And what's keeping you from being able to experience the happiness and joy of your life that you're living currently. Because I feel like it's there, it's present, and there's loved ones around you, there's happiness, there's all of this kind of good stuff that we all are craving, and yet you just feel unable to experience it. Or like, I really feel like it's like being in a glass house. You're seeing it all happening around you, but you're just not feeling it. If that makes sense. So this is a total mood, and this is what you're going to move past. So good news is we have the world. So there's good times. The world is literally kind of that feeling where we have reached our goals, we set out something and we've achieved it, and it's now time to relax. We've put in all the hard work, and this is where we're reaping the rewards. So I definitely feel like January for you is going to be a good one, but it's getting out of that mood and allowing yourself to experience it. It's a really good vibe to start off the new year. That means, you are coming into this new year in a resting state. You are ready to give yourself what you need to nurture. So I definitely say the guidance with your January New Year's resolutions is to take more downtime. And by this, it's like actually actively nurturing downtime. So instead of the whole being lazy, you're not being lazy because you're resting, because your body's telling you to. You're not just eating takeout, you are getting something so that you don't have to slave all day on the stove. You know what I mean? It's shifting perspective and doing things for the better. When you shift that perspective into something else, it makes it magical. Otherwise, it makes it mundane and makes it dull, and it makes your mindset be that way. And this is how I feel what needs to happen for you, Aries. I will pull some other cards in a second to give us a little bit more clarity on these as well. Again, we have the Judgment card. This card to me is not listening to that self-hate and self-doubt and dragging you down. Definitely feel like this is something to keep on top of. This is something I feel that is keeping you in that vulnerable spot, is that you allow the judgments of others and the judgments of yourself to actively affect how you are and how you kind of allow yourself to be shown to the world, and how you kind of put on your costume as we do. I feel like that's how you do, is you allow the actions and words and that of others to actually shape how you are seen, and which is not really a good thing to be. Like sometimes, yes, we can be vulnerable from what people say, but it's kind of like you need to put your coat of armor on. You need to shield and protect yourself, and not allow that to come out in who you are, because it's not who you are. And reflecting that of others, it's kind of really, it not only takes away from our personality, it literally makes us come across as a different person to who we see ourselves and how we want to show ourselves, which is not a good thing. Like, to me, I feel like that what you want to be in control of most is how you are putting yourself out there, because that represents who you are, and that's how other people see you. And it's not about their judgments, but it's like we want people to see us for how we see ourselves, because that's our true self to ourselves, right? And obviously there's many different selves. Like, people are going to see us differently. We are mum, we are sister, brother, and stuff. We are going to be different to everybody. But I feel like here, there's a big thing to put yourself out there on how you would like to be perceived. Will be really good for, like, that's coming through to me, as in that would be really good to shift this mood and start working on how you want to come across. So we have the Fool. Don't jump into anything, no big risks. It is reversed again. You have a lot of reverse cards, so it's kind of like, I feel, for me, this is saying, look, don't check on this, don't do this, be careful, so cautious. And I feel like this is because it's being fragile, that vulnerable mood. That's, to me, is like, be steady with yourself, be careful, don't jump into things. I feel like you're being hesitant in making the right choices, and I feel like this is trust within yourself as well here. So I will get a card with that to see if we can get some insight with that for you. Actually, I'll do that now for these first two columns. So with the vulnerable mood, let's see, I picked 3 cards for that. Keep your eyes on center, be gentle with yourself, and you created this situation. Yeah, okay, so keep your eyes on your intended target. So this is, your goals. It's kind of tunnel vision, keep your eyes on the target. With this card, it very much is you can achieve whatever you put your mind out to, so keep your eye on that. So this, to me, is focus on getting out of this kind of mode. Be gentle with yourself, so be kind. Understand you're doing the best you can, and there's not a bad thing being in this vulnerable state, and it's not a bad thing like having downtimes. We all go through cycles, and this, to me, feels like this is your turning of the cycle, and it's coming up. I mean, you're moving on to the world, so that's like one of the best cards you can get. You're moving on to the world, you're moving on to the happy times where you can celebrate and just chill and relax. So be gentle with yourself, and just know that you've just gone through a cycle, and now you're coming back up and you're coming out of this cycle. You created this situation and you have the power to change it. That is the card that comes with the 5 of Pentacles, and this is like, kind of, this is you not stopping this change. You're resistant to this change. You're not wanting it. And I feel like it could be partially because circumstances have made you feel like you have to be a certain way because you've created it. But no, you never have to do anything. Like, you can do what you want. you're in charge of your own life. Yes, we have limitations with that depending on our dependents and things like that, but you can literally change anything you want to change. Like, you have the power to do that. We all have the power to do that, and so do you. So with this world card, we have ask Archangel Michael to help you with this situation. So this card is kind of like lean on others. So I feel like allow yourself to celebrate with people with this card. It can be that your good times come with actually letting off steam, and this could be you like hanging with a friend and just allowing yourself to talk. It could be you taking time to yourself. I feel like communication here, whether it be with yourself or whether it be with someone else, the good times come with that communication of acknowledgement. I kind of feel like with you, Aries. Upside down, so pay attention. Judgment, situation is already resolved, so stop listening to what other people think of you. It doesn't matter, and it's not important. 100% feel that with that card. And yeah, as I say, with this full card, that is very interesting. So what come with it is believe and trust. So I really felt like for you that this was intuition, about trusting your intuition, and you not doing that, and that's kind of what's holding you back. Is you not really believing in yourself and not allowing yourself to take care of your needs. Actually, this is believe and trust. Believe and trust that things are going the way they should. Believe and trust that this cycle is just a cycle and you're coming up. It's like, have faith, trust in yourself, trust in your intuition. You know what's what. So let's start listening. Okay, so in our third column, we have Page of Swords. So this is reversed again. All of your cards are freaking reversed, I swear to God. Other than the World and Judgment, which to me felt like good cards, like you're moving forward. All the others feel like they're kind of hesitations, actually. So with the Page of Swords, we kind of have this is about, to me, is like an idea and a spark, something that's going to trigger us for a change. So I feel like this for you is that you're still hesitant and you're not trusting. So remember that you are needing to, because we have it straight after the full reversed, which again, I have that hesitation and not trusting, not wanting to move forward. And we have the Page of Swords, which is then mentally we're just not taking that leap. And again, we have the next one for that is the Hierophant. And to me, this card is pointing down to that. Now, I love the Hierophant. This is enlightenment and that lot. You are reversed, and I feel like this is something that you're not doing. You're not actively seeking your clarity, your enlightenment. I feel like this has been put on hold for you, and you are being guided to put that, pay attention to that, to kind of put that forward. I feel like this could be a really soul-searching time for you moving forward. And I would like to say that your future card is a really good one for me. It is the Wheel of Fortune, and this is switching up our luck. This is changing things, and actually this is coming through for all our readings for this year in January, is switching our luck. I keep doing this whole flicking the switch during my readings, which is really positive for me because I feel like that's what we're doing. We're sparking, we're creating movement. So for you to move this Wheel of Fortune, which is changing of our luck and being the one kind of who can do that, I feel like this is you as well. But in order to do that, is you need to seek your own enlightenment, is what I feel here for you, Aries. And interestingly enough, we have Queen of Cups in reverse at the bottom. And I just feel like all of these things are within your grasp. Like, you literally have your cups full, you have so much surrounding you, but it is a change of something for you. You need to switch something up and change something. It literally feels like a whole kind of new aspect and a new look that this is going to be what you're working towards in January. I feel like this is what's coming forward for you, is you're going to be put forward tasks, and actually I'm seeing this for you, Aries, of a few trials and challenges coming forward. That, and I'm not saying it's going to be hard, but what I'm saying is things are going to pop up which is going to make you actively need to. I feel like this is what 2022 is kind of for us. It's going to start being like, no more excuses. We're going to make happen what needs to happen for you. So this is going to be where things that you need to face. So pay attention to what's coming up for you now, Aries, and what's happened to you for this month. Because I feel like this is going to trigger for you the things that are going to help you face those emotions that you need to face in order to get into a healthier place, a healthier mindset. So pay attention, like, you know, if there's things that you need to change, drop in habits, letting go of things. I definitely can feel like there are habits and kind of I want to say toxic things, but it doesn't feel toxic. It feels more like, just like I say with these bad habits, it's that kind of energy of things you need to stop doing or just let go of. It can be people, like, if you look at the card, I'll put it up right so you can see what I'm looking at, but I'm looking at it reversed. Sorry, ignore my nails, they've been painted with my kids over Christmas. I'm looking at these shrimp fish in the water. To me, these are your bad habits, and they're in your emotions. They're actually preventing you from moving past it. I feel like they're just in there, and they're what's kind of like, for example, if it is a person, this person is triggering you to stay in an emotional state, and it can be anger, it can be annoyance, it can be you criticizing yourself, feeling negative on yourself, because these are there, they're sticking around and they're sticking to your water, your emotions, and you're allowing that to fuel them. That needs to drop, Aries, and I feel like this is a very Aries thing to do. I'm an Aries moon, and if I allow that to happen, for example, if someone really does irritate me, make me angry, to the point, and that doesn't happen often because I'm a Taurus, and I'm kind of a bull, and I'm nice and chill, kind of keep everything below the surface until it bubbles. So when it does, my Aries moon kicks in, and I can really allow that to manifest in me, where I get more and more angry, and if I think about that person because of what they've done to me, they've wronged me, and that it sticks to you, and it makes you actually go down the path of depression. It does me, because you're just allowing them to affect you so deeply. And that's what I feel like this is what these bad habits or bad people are doing to you, is they're allowing you to stay in that, and that's something that needs to drop. So with the Hierophant, again, I get this sense that you need to be actively doing something to reach a more peaceful, more one with your mind. So the Hierophant, she's enlightened, she's doing what's right for her, she's on top of the world, she is kind of like a preacher in a way. She's teaching, she's knowledgeable, she knows people, she knows what to say to people, she knows what to do to heal. She's a healer. And now this is why I feel like this is what this card is coming to you say, is do what you need to do that's going to get you there. Do yoga, do meditation, affirmations, crystals, whatever it is that's your thing that helps you to feel more enlightened and have that energy around you. That's the focus here for you, is just dropping the people that don't need to be in your life anymore, in order for you to be this Queen of Cups who's fully in control of her own emotions. Nothing can touch her because she's just dropped things that do. So I hope that made sense to you, Aries. I'm being very, very blunt with you. Like, this is like cutthroat. Like, just drop it. Drop the baggage. So I hope you don't mind. But that's how I feel. I feel like you need a little bit of tough love now, Aries. It kind of goes, I think, as well with the last two readings you've had. You keep having this coming to you reoccurring, and I think for me, if I have to keep saying the same messages, I start getting more blunt. I am a Taurus, so I speak the truth, and I'll just tell you as it is. When it gets to the point you're not listening, I've already gone down the avenues of being nice, and now we're gonna tell you blunt, and you need to get rid. You know what I mean? Okay, so the Page of Swords, where I feel like that this is you needing to take action, but I feel like you're hesitating. We have romance angels. So this could be, again, the romance angels usually come for you around love. I feel like this is nurturing. This is them kind of nudging you in a nice way. This is them being gentle, more gentle than I just was. Oh, sorry. Because they're sort of saying, we're here guiding you along the way. This is coming from a place of love now. We're trying to nurture you into this better space. But yeah, this also can be that you have loving guidance from a loved one. It can be that the kind of the movement is surrounding a relationship as well. Okay. So the Hierophant, explore your options. So I feel like really do explore ways of making yourself feel better. I feel like this is a time for you to explore your spirituality. So like, get into it. I feel like actually what just kind of popped in my head is I feel like there's a scenario where somebody is wanting to step into themselves spiritually, whatever their path may be, and I feel like there's hesitation for some reason, and you're being asked to explore your options. It may be beyond what you're actually expecting, and to not kind of allow yourself to restrict yourself. And that's what I felt like with the Hierophant, with the healing. That's why I said several different methods, because I feel like one thing is not all you need. You need to be exploring right now, and it'll be a really good move to do that. I mean, it's always a good thing to try out new things anyway, and that also creates movement, and I'm all about those movements. It does create positive movement, it gets us learning new stuff, it gets us meeting new people, and the right kind of people as well, which you're supposed to be dropping the bad kind of people. So yeah, again, with that Queen of Cups and the dropping of people, admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. And you have had this twice now, really, in several different cards. Admit the truth and act accordingly. It's like this is the time now to act, and you have not been admitting it. I really feel like you've been kind of making things up to yourself, so please don't get offended by this, anyone watching. But this is how the vibe feels to me. I feel like you've been kidding yourself and lying to yourself, because it's like a comfort blanket. It's like it's nicer to think that way than to face the truth. And that actually, like, that's a negative thing to do for yourself as well anyway, because you are lying. Like, actively lying puts us in this bad space. And sometimes we have to do that. But when you're lying to yourself, that's kind of the lowest thing you can do to yourself, because you're just kind of like, it's like you're treating yourself like a child. You can't even face the truth. You're just going to comfort yourself and tell these little fibs, like, you know? And I feel like that's the vibe with this, is kind of just, you know, you're going to have to be brutal with yourself. You're going to have to face the facts. You're going to have to own up to things in order for you to just move forward to this Wheel of Fortune. It's changing your look. Now, this is a really good card, because it literally is, you're spinning the wheel, you're allowing yourself to let the universe take you where it needs to go. And this is by spinning. So you're creating movement, you're making steps, you're doing things. So you're going to a yoga class, which you have not ever done. And you are then allowing the universe to put people in your way that you need to meet. You're allowing yourself to learn something new, which will open new doors. And it's all about opening new doors. And this is why I feel like in your future position, you are opening new doors, you are allowing abundance to come to you, and you're allowing yourself to get into a better space. And I feel like that's a really great card to have in a future position. So it is a really good reading, Aries, as much as it is a kick up the butt. So thank you for coming for that. I'm just going to pull one more card for you, which is a past life card. So with this card, it is like the New Year's resolution of cards. This one's for you. So this is the karma that we have brought with us from past lives. Obviously, this is a generalized Aries, so take it lightly. You have got scribe or writer. So with this card, you're actually guided to journal. So this makes complete sense with your reading. This is something that will help you. Apparently you may have been a scriber or writer in a past life, and this may be that this has helped you to kind of like, when we carry the karma with us, sometimes it's good stuff. And this for me feels like it's a good thing. You have been this and you've carried it with you, and this will help you now. So this is a tool and an avenue you can go down. This could be your spiritual enlightenment. Writing down your thoughts, getting things out, journal, start a book of shadows if you're into that kind of thing. It's kind of like, I feel like I'm just drawn to tell you to get creative and allow that to come out. Explore that past life as well. Allow yourself to dream and imagine who you might have been. This can help open up wounds to begin healing, because I feel like sometimes when we write down our thoughts and we remember something that, like when you remember past life, sometimes it's remembering an acknowledgement, and that can be emotional in itself, and just allowing yourself to heal through that emotion, allowing yourself to feel that. So keep that in mind. Anyway, thank you very much, Aries. Thank you for coming. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you again in February. Thank you very much.